Hey y'all, hope today finds you well. It is Monday morning here at VW Family Farm. I am actually home by myself. This hardly ever happens with homeschooling. The kids are always around, which I love. That's not a negative thing, but by the time you see this, they will probably be back, but they are at church camp. I've gone before for several years, but this year just didn't feel like, with all the cows and the amount of work we're in the middle of, that I could leave Ben to do it all along with a full-time job. We've done that before. He's good with it, but it sure makes for a hard week on him to go work all day and come home and do everything by himself at night. So he can do it, but it sure is a lot. Had another trusted friend going with our youth, so I chose to stay behind this year. Which I'm not someone who likes a lot of alone time, honestly. I'm not a loner or a introvert or anything like that. I am sometimes a keep to myself type person, but I don't necessarily like to just spend a whole lot of time alone. That's just my personality. It's not that enjoyable for me, but I'm trying to make the most of it and enjoy myself a little bit, just getting some things done, and the kids are off having fun, having a blast, I know, so that makes me happy, but that's where we're at. But I wanted to give y'all an update, so I'm gonna turn you around, kind of show you my cow pen out here where I keep my milk cows, and then I'll kind of let you know what's going on. All right, it's a beautiful day here, guys. I hope it's beautiful where y'all are. I've had people asking me how Lane's cow is doing that I had to clean the afterbirth out of. That is her. Let's see if I can get it zoomed in on her. That is her right over there in the middle of the screen, the red one. She is doing awesome. And if I can find her little calf, I'll show it to you too, but she may have it bedded down somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. All right, I found Lane's little calf, but Bella's come to say hi. She just got fed and milked, and she thinks she's gonna get something else, but look over her back, and there's the sweet baby. She's a little doll baby. She's very sweet, very sassy, spunky, feeling good. She gets up and grazes with her mama and nurses and lays back down, so she's doing awesome. So that case came to a happy ending. So I'm super thankful that Lane's cow got over her retained placenta, and we were able to take care of that. And the little calf wound up being sick too. We don't really know why, but it's fine now. We got it fixed back up. I told y'all last week this is kind of becoming our hospital pen out here, my milk cow pasture, because we keep having to move ones that are having problems up here. And right now we have 149 head of cattle. That includes cows, calves, milk cows, steers for future beef, future milkers, bulls, everything. So that's everything, but that's a lot of head of cattle to take care of. And so we're just trying to roll with the punches, and when we have a problem crop up, take care of it. But you can see over here, see if you can, the black cow standing over here. If you'll remember last week, I showed you and told you about Triple X, which was our little calf that got the pneumonia the worst of all back when we had the shipping fever. He's lived all this time with some lingering effects of that, his loud breathing, labored breathing, all of that. But recently, last week, he started bloating, and mature clover will do that to a calf. So, and we do have quite a bit of mature clover right now, but we have a lot of other grasses too. They weren't just turned in on straight clover. So it's not that they can't eat any, it's just that if they eat too much, it's gonna bloat some of them. But if they're really hungry, that's gonna like exacerbate the problem, because they're gonna gorge themselves on it. They were not hungry. They've had grass, fresh grass all the time. So we really don't know why he bloated, other than maybe he had some internal damage or something. But I showed you on our last video that we decided it was time to intervene. Now he's been living with this bloat for days, because we decided some of the procedures to relieve it are a little bit risky, and we didn't want to kill him with a procedure. Well, we found a more relatively safe procedure we were going to try. So the kids and I got him up by ourselves, put him in the chute, and relieved his bloating. I mean, it was immediate relief. If you watch that video with the water hose and all that, he was great. He was like immediately out of pain. I felt so great about it, because that's the ugly part of farming for me, is seeing animals suffer or get sick and not knowing what to do for them. Well, we got him fixed up, and then we went for a weekend of camping, but we only camp like 15 minutes from our house usually. And we come home every day and do our own chores when we're camping. We can keep an eye on everything, and things like the XXX situation, we just don't like to go off and leave that responsibility to someone else, because then if something happens, an animal dies or gets sick or whatever, our farm caretakers feel terrible, and they always feel responsible, which they're not. But we just don't want to put that pressure on them if we can help it. So we try to do our own chores whenever possible. So we came home the very next morning after relieving his bloat and all that, and we were here for a little bit after we did the bloat procedure, getting packed up and everything, and he seemed fine. So we came home like literally 12 hours later and looked across this pond, and there he was, dead. So that was pretty heartbreaking. So I just felt sad over him all this time of fighting to live, and then the bloat getting him. It just made me sad. Not that I know of anything else we could have done, because if the bloat came back that fast, I don't know that there was anything that could have been done to permanently fix him. But just losing animals is so hard. I know y'all know it. I mean, from a farm animal to a pet, any kind of animal, they're part of your family, whether they're, providing you food or they're simply a pet, and they're there for their whole life. It really doesn't matter. You're attached to all of them in one way or another. So that's where we are. There's his mom. She's helping mother Lane's calf. I see her following it around and just, sniffing of it, acting like a mother. So that little baby's got 2 mothers as of right now. But that's where we are. I try not to let things like that get me down. It does make me sad, but I try to push on, because that's part of farming, and that part won't go away. Even if, we're never going to keep them all healthy 100% of the time. We're just not. That's just part of it. If you haven't started your homestead yet, you better just get ready for that part, because Jess said this, and I've heard this said other places: if you have livestock, you're gonna have dead stock. And that's the cold hard facts. And I got a bug on me. That's just the way it is, but that's not gonna make us stop. Things breaking around here is almost getting a little comical. Like, just for example, last night I got the tiller out. It had a flat, and I didn't realize it, so I rolled the tiller and it came completely off the rim. So I go and get the portable air tank and drag over there. And as I'm dragging the portable air tank, the tire falls off the air tank. And Ben's watching me, and he just like starts shaking his head and laughing like, okay, we just got to keep going. So we're just pushing on. That's the theme of this. That's our theme in our season of life right now. Keep going. Because when I sit back and think about how good the Lord's been to us, we are on a cattle farm. But I was counting up, how many have we lost at this point? So like I told you, we have 100, they have to make themselves heard. We have 149 head of cattle. Throughout this whole calving crazy season of shipping fever, bloat, birthing problems, all that, because we've had several have birthing problems, retained placentas, and needing help having their babies, whatever. We have only lost, out of 149 head, are you ready for this? 7 calves and 1 cow. Now 7 calves may sound like a lot, but you compare that to the total, that's really not. Although every one of them hurts my heart and is hard for me to accept, and I'm sad over. Really, we've been blessed. Now let me even explain the 7. 1 died the very first day in the hauling, trampling incident. So that's number 1. 2 and 3 died from pneumonia from shipping fever. 2 calves, y'all. That is, oh, that could have been so much worse. There was times that Ben and I were laying awake at night thinking, are every one of these calves and cows gonna lay down and die? And we lost 2. Sorry, y'all, I got hot. 4 and 5 were twins that were never healthy from the get-go. I always thought we wanted twins here on our farm from our cows and thought that'd just be so cool until we had some. They were small from the get-go. It's 2 for a mama to take care of. 1 was puny from the get-go and died right away, and 1 lived a week and just never was very healthy. So that kind of cured me of wanting our cows to have twins. So that leaves 2 more, one of which was born dead last week. I don't know, we weren't out there when the mama calved. It was in the middle of the night, so it was some sort of birthing problem. And then XXX with the bloat. So really we only lost 2 from shipping fever, which is a major blessing. And we lost 1 cow, which we never knew exactly the cause of. We think she might have gotten a piece of metal or something, ate a piece of metal, who knows. But all in all, if I take a step back and look, we've been really blessed. So I'm not gonna keep y'all much longer today. I've got a lot to do because I'm doing it all by myself. But I just wanted to give you an update. That's where we are. It's like I said, it's part of farming. I hate that part, honestly, but it is part of it, and we've just gotta keep going. Keep trying to keep an eye on problems and stay on top of them and make our best decisions with what we have to work with. Gain knowledge every time something happens. I do try to do that. Learn things so I can do better the next time. And that's life, right? Just keep learning, keep going. And so I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for caring about us and our farm. Thanks for the encouraging emails, texts. Thanks for the things you send us. Y'all are just amazing. That's all I can say. And we appreciate y'all, and we will talk to you later, and God bless.